Because women do not come upon from good men.
Welcome back to the show. I know y'all want some more of that content. And today we got a very, very serious topic, man. It's about female victimhood. And it's being broadcast 24/7 in this little digital echo chamber we got called social media. Let's check it out.
Looks like you. Women are the ones that make men emotional. Women are the ones that make men weak. Their default settings, when they're in their natural state, they think from a place of reality, logic. Women come in and confuse those things. They come in and their love is more violent, more chaotic. You know, it's got to have a lot of symbolism. So for men, when they get married or when they're in a relationship with a woman, they commit to a woman, it's like the basic is they love you, right? That's a no-brainer for men. They love this woman. But for women, they need to see the love consistently. So you have to bring me flowers, cards, do big things, extravagant things like I see on social media for me to see this love, right? It's not enough to just, that's basics, that's default settings, is that we are committed to each other because we love each other. No, we got to add to it, right? So the love always got to extend, right? Women move based off of emotion. So if they don't feel like you love them today because you don't see it, you don't physically see, which isn't moving by faith, by the way. That's why your dedication to God matters, and how you'll submit to your husbands and how you'll feel about your husbands, because you know you don't have to see God in the works in the.
Fellas, if your woman got you with this bottomless pit of expectations that you can never fulfill just to prove your love to her every day, you're in a losing battle. You cannot win that. You cannot. You should exit as quick as possible. Yeah, that's manipulation. Just another form of it that women use against men. And that's the reason why a lot of chicks are not married. Because the dude will get tired of convincing you that he love you for a living. Dudes get tired of that. Women don't really have to do their research and homework about men's natural state. We have to do it with y'all. It's easy for y'all to get men, so y'all don't have to put the work in. We're not like that. So if your woman ever think that, oh yeah, you supposed to feel like her, it's another red flag, bro. Just keep it moving. Trust me.
And doing things for you to know that he loves and cares about you, right? And so because men carry the spirit of God and because they're made in God's image, it's the same. Like they don't have to, it shouldn't be that they have to show it to you. Your husbands have to show it to you all the dang time for you to have faith and trust that they do love you and they do care about you, right? But see, this is what happens when women turn men into emotional women. Because now, in order to see this love, you have to constantly manipulate them. You have to manipulate, and you play a lot of mind games. Women play a lot of mind games. They need to see it constantly, so they play little mind games, malicious mind games, right? So they'll withdraw love and see if you chase it. See if you can feel that I'm being extra quiet to you today. And then if you're passive and you start withdrawing your love, you're the bad guy. You know, for women, it's if I don't see that, you know, you bought me something today on Valentine's Day, or you didn't go as out as you could.
And women usually do this when they like formulate arguments out of thin air, you know, because we as men, we're programmed to look and see female emotions as authentic, when most times or not, they're really just tactics. It's really manipulation text they use against us. So if I question your emotions, I'm insensitive. But if I validate them, I'm guilty. But if I'm trying to find a middle ground, then I'm manipulative. See how you can't win? You cannot win, dear women. Your emotions are not facts. The way you feel is not facts. That's just how you feel. So if I gotta prove my innocence to how you feel, how could I prove a feeling wrong? You can't. That's why it's a losing game. Hey, head for the hills, man. If you're going through this with any chick.
Even though, you know, you have been taking me on dates or you worked late tonight, if I don't see a symbol that you love me and you didn't, you weren't active in doing that, then all of a sudden you must have just withdrawn all of your love and you don't care about me at all. Somehow not seeing one thing determines all of it for women, you know, determines the whole gosh darn relationship. What happens is now you keep him in a constant state of fight or flight mode. Ooh, y'all don't want to hear this. Oh, golly. You keep him in a constant state of fight or flight mode because he don't know if you want to leave. He don't know if he come home and he did the wrong thing or didn't showcase his love today, that you're going to throw a fit, you're going to withdraw love, you're going to manipulate.
When they throw that fit, that toxic behavior that they disguise as expressing their feelings, you really should leave. Call a bluff. Call a bluff, leave, and then I guarantee you she'll come back to her senses. Because that's all it is. It's just a bluff. It's just you dealing with a woman who does not know how to accept love or does not know how to accept male love because she would probably really had a traumatic childhood or her past relationships. And they really never do their homework on how men really are in our natural state because they just get men left and right. You know, all this simp culture we got going on.
You don't know if, you know, what you're doing when you're saying those comments, if you're trying to get a specific reaction out of him so that you could feel loved by him, and that's really the intent behind it. But to him, it's actually just coming off like you're criticizing me, degrading me, and emasculating me in this moment. But for you, you get upset when he gets upset because you're like, why didn't you just see that all I needed in that moment was a hug and a kiss? And so what happens is you keep in a constant state of fight or flight mode. So now he's starting to get irritable, emotional himself. He starts.
Man, we get to the point where it's like that next argument ain't even worth it. When a man gets to that point, man, yeah. That's why we leave. We get tired of that, man. Y'all weaponizing y'all emotions against us, and that's crazy. It's not a partnership. That's a hostage situation.
Playing the same mind games as you in the senses of, I'm just going to withdraw love from her then. I'm not going to give into this, so I'm going to stay distant from her. I'm going to avoid her. Even though I love her, I do love her. That's basic default settings, but I'm going to avoid her. And what this relationship dynamic really is that a woman's love can be quite chaotic. I think women be cultivating relationships that are explosive and emotional and reactive and exhausting, and they're exhausting themselves. And then they leave their man when they see that their man is a direct reflection of them now. They're emotional, they don't know where to go, X, Y, and Z, where to lead, how.
Fellas, imagine going to work and your boss give you a list of tasks to do and don't tell you what they are, and then fire you for not doing them. That's what you dealing with, bro. It's shame. It's shame in leaving. She gonna shame you for leaving. But it's more shame in staying. It's way more shame in staying in these type of relationships, bro. If your chick can't regulate her emotions, giddy up. Get up out that jam.
Lead. Now they don't even know what love is anymore. They got into this relationship having a pretty good standard of what it is, but now they're questioning, like, you done said so many times to him you don't love me, that now he's questioning, do he? Because this ain't peaceful. And then you feel rejected. You're abandoning me. It's just, this is why men, like, they have to be so careful with identifying themselves in their woman's emotions, because they will become as good as her emotional state. Become very passive and avoidant and stay in a corner as far away from you. But because he loves you, he stays there. He's there, but he can't ever be present because he's in constant fight or flight mode every time he's present, because he never knows what he's gonna get.
So yeah, when you prioritize her emotions, you end up putting your own on the back burner, and she don't want you to have none anyway. So the best thing for you to do is leave, because once you're in fight or flight, you either gonna take flight, which is leave, or you're gonna fight, and that ends up becoming
domestic violence
and physical violence. You know, and we as men, we are predisposed to that. So just remember that, fellas, man, before you get into these toxic relationships where these females is weaponizing their emotions against you and making like, if you feel like you crazy, just leave, bro. Just leave, bro. Because if I can't question your emotions without becoming insensitive, or if I can't validate your emotions without you thinking that I'm guilty, then what the fuck is that? What is that? That your feelings are not facts. Because a lot of women will weaponize their feelings as facts in these relationships, fellas. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.